Good day and welcome to this edition of the Evening Review. My name is Toiwan Jabala, your host for tonight. Let's have a look at today's front page of Namibian Sun. Tonight in the studio we are welcoming back the Secretary of the Swapo Party Youth League, Ephraim Nekongo, to talk to us about current affairs as they appear in the press lately. Welcome to the show. Welcome back to the show, Ephraim.
Thank you. I must say it's exactly 1 year ago when I was here. So it's a coincidence that I normally come here in January.
Yeah, very good. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, so you are in the news today, actually. Let me just read you something here. It's a report in the Namibian. Swapo Party Youth League Secretary Ephraim Nekongo says the nationwide ShopRite strike has nothing to do with the ruling party and it has no mandate to intervene. What is your reaction to that? I mean, you've come under a lot of pressure for that statement, and then now we see a statement also coming from I think the segments of the Youth League saying that this is not correct. What is the true version?
I did not find time to go through the articles.
Yeah.
I don't know who is the author, but I believe that we invited all of you to our press conference.
Yeah.
Fortunately, you know, maybe you were busy here and there.
Yeah.
Maybe including the Namibian did not find really time to come to our press conference.
Yeah.
However, what I'm hearing, the headline is a little bit distorting what is the content of the articles.
Yeah.
But what I said is that yes, Swapo Party, and to be specific, the Youth League were invited by the union.
Mm-hmm.
And I have written a letter to them to say, well, thank you. We will not able to join you in the protest, because you see, you need to understand the protest, and you need also to understand the workers' plight that we understand.
Yeah.
And I said in that letter, we are in solidarity with the workers of ShopRite. Not only the workers of ShopRite, all the workers in the Republic of Namibia. However, we need also to balance. I cannot just jump and say, I'm going to lock or close ShopRite. That is the part where I said, who am I to do that? What mandate do I have?
Yeah.
Workers have their representative. In this case, they have the union, which is their representative. However, I said we are in solidarity and we will support you, the workers, but not perhaps through locking or go and participate together with others that want to lock down and also cause anarchy. Because sometimes you end up also pressing at the wrong button or mobilizing worker without understanding what does the strike mean.
Yes.
Because the strike, as far as I know, I have also been a shop steward at one time. When you're on the strike, there is rules that is, you know, guiding you through that process. And I said, if ShopRite has, violated that rules,
Yeah.
then the law must take its own course, just like what the court has declared. But that does not give the workers also the right to violate their own rules.
Yes.
Because in the strike, if we are in a strike, and I said, no, well, we are in the strike, but me, I'm going to work. Because there is also something called no pay, no work, right? So, and I said, no, you are striking, but I'm going to work. I still have, as a worker, I have still that right. You cannot come and pull me out and say, don't work.
Yes.
Because we have the rules that is established. So to cut the story short, the Namibian newspaper headline is a distortion of what we have said. And what we want to say is that the workers of ShopRite and the workers in Namibia, Swapo Party is a party for the workers. It was established by the workers. There's no way that we will not support the workers.
Indeed.
However, as workers, we must also respect the rule of law, and we must also not allow ourselves to be hijacked by hypocrites who want to score cheap political points to say they are the one that are representing the workers. And I'm also saying the union, let the union do their work to represent the workers.
Yes.
In my press, I said, we also called the Minister of Labor, Honorable Utoni, to protect the interest of the worker. And immediately after our press conference, I saw the minister that he had a meeting with ShopRite and the union to discuss this issue, and he was very clear on that. I think Namibians must also able to familiarize themselves with what was that content of that meeting. So, and we also proceed to say, in future, because this is not the first and it's not going to be the last, we remain on our call to say, let the Parliament of the Republic of Namibia pass the law on a national minimum wage to regulate everybody, so that tomorrow we will not have another demonstration, maybe for Pick and Pay or maybe Chinese or whatever.
Yes.
Let us pass the law to take care of that.
Indeed.
And to that effect, as a party, machineries, we have written to our chief whip in Parliament for them to take care of that.
Indeed. Just so this ShopRite thing has been going on. People are suffering. People are earning really, really little money. For years, some of them were fired some years ago. Then they returned to work on condition of final written warnings. Today I tweeted, I'm reading out for you the tweet that I put at 9 o'clock. I put up at 9 o'clock. It says, I said, ShopRite will have its tail between the legs if Swapo joined the fray. This party undermines its power. So what I'm saying to you, and I'm putting it to you now, Mr. Nekongo, do you guys realize how much power as Swapo, and not very much the Youth League, but as an entire movement, how much power you have in really changing things by a click of a finger? If Swapo said something and say, guys, this exploitation at ShopRite has been going on for too long, put an end to it now, do you think ShopRite will not listen?
Well, I agree with you to a certain extent, but look, the party cannot just make a blank statement. We are a country that is governed by the rule of law.
Yes.
What informed the party to do that? And as I said, they have their union. The question now is their union not doing what they're supposed to do? That will be a question. And just as I said, and I'm indicating to you to say, the long-term solution, both not only ShopRite, is to everyone, is to pass a law, which is a national minimum wage, so that it regulates everybody. Whoever comes, whether it's ShopRite or whoever is coming, it must be regulated, and so that we avoid everybody or anybody to be paid peanut. So that I agree with you, but the party can only come in through the organized. We are a government now. Labor issue is through under the Ministry of Labor. So therefore, the Ministry of Labor can able to assist the party or otherwise, the party should direct the minister responsible for labor to take care of that. I agree with you. The only problem that I see there is that our workers, perhaps through maybe their union, maybe there is where they do not understand each other. Because if you follow the whole thing, first of all, understand what does it mean, the strike. Strike is a strike. Now, why do we have other workers are going to work? They will not come in as a party, but the workers must organize themselves. But yes, we will be able to assist through the right channels.
Indeed. Now, the dynamics, the political dynamics have changed a little bit since in the past 2 elections, the 2019 elections, but particularly the 2020 regional and local authority elections, to the extent that we have an opposition-controlled city of Windhoek. And, you know, you mentioned something when you were talking about ShopRite. You spoke about these agents that are sabotaging these protests. Similar sentiments were made when there were these land grabs in Windhoek. People saying, yeah, you know, some people are sabotaging. Why do we have this kind of politics where people genuinely need to be taken care of by their employers, in the case of ShopRite, or people needing genuinely the land, as was the case in Ochomwise? And politicians, instead of addressing that, they start attacking each other. Swapo Youth League is sabotaging. AR is testing their own medicine. Why can't we listen to the people?
Well, first, thank you for that questions. I think we also made a statement.
Yes, on the 11th of January.
On the 11th of January. And that was, I think, out of many complaints that has come through to us. And say, yes, Swapo Party Youth League has instigated people to go and grab land. And I will still repeat it to say, no, it's not true. Swapo Youth League never instigated people to go and grab land. However, people must not see when people grab land and they have done that before, then they think we are the same. So that's basically what I said, and which is true. We never instigated people to grab land. If whether you said the city is being now managed by the oppositions, well, Swapo is still a government.
Swapo is still a government.
If you want to instigate people to go and grab land, you'll do it to yourself. Yes, I must also agree to say, yes, they were maybe through social media. Some of Swapo members, maybe National Executive Committee members of Swapo Party Youth League, have uttered some statement into that direction. I think we are all human beings, but maybe those remarks were done. If I can be a leader, I could say, well, let's apologize on behalf of members of Swapo that they were our members or some of our leaders who have made those statements. So I think those statements were not in line with what Swapo stands for. And that's maybe there is where we can apologize. We cannot hijack and say yes. But I think maybe those are statements that were stated, although they were made on personal capacity. Well, when you are a leader, you are a leader. So we can always say, no, sorry to Namibian people that maybe those remarks were made. And as such, people felt, they were aimed that Swapo Party is directing those members to say that. No, that cannot be true. And Swapo remain a party for the people, and we must be able to address the issue of the people. However, now, when I made that statement, I also then said, we still encourage all of us as elected leaders, including the oppositions, including Swapo members, that are in charge or that are now luring or running the local authority, for us to come and put our political aside to come and deal with the issue of land. To that, on my last statement, I said, first, we had the land conference. As Swapo Party members, I call everybody to say, for now, we must then just implement the land conference resolutions. There are programs that we have in this country that are aimed at making land available. And we said, for example, give more resources maybe to SPYL association to cover a certain sector of those that cannot afford houses, but they can able to afford houses through that organized group or schemes. I also said in the same vein to say, let us bring back our Build Together program. What happened to it? Was it working? Was it not working? If it was not working, why can't we revise it so that it suits our situation to make sure that we can make houses available?
Yes.
I know good lesson to learn. Remember in Ongwediva, if you go there, there's a story to tell about Build Together. Can't other local authority go there and copy and maybe do the same thing?
Yes.
Can the city also do the same thing? And then we also then said, let government make more resources available to local authority to make land available for our people. But if you look at all these things that I'm talking about, the bigger picture is the implementation of the land conference resolution.
Indeed. Now, I know that you're being very, very cautious and very diplomatic when you talk about Swapo youth leaders, some executive members who might have said things. Let's call a spade a spade. Hofni Ipinge of he's your secretary for education. And that is maybe where this kind of views came from. And these views were very damaging to the ruling party. He said those, referring now to the land grabs in Ochomise, those were only over 2,000 people. Over 10,000 group of people to grab land is still coming. 2021 has started. And this is not the first time. Late last year, after the elections, Hofni said they are going, Swapo is going to make sure that the opposition-controlled local authorities are frustrated because Swapo controls the finances and things like this. How do you guys address these things internally as executive and say, comrades, let's see what kind of utterances are these? These are dangerous things. The president had to react, as a matter of fact, to the first one, to say it's not a Swapo position that they will frustrate the opposition. The president of the country had to react to that. How do you address this kind of rhetoric internally?
Well, Trevor, as I said, those are welcome statements. As I have put it earlier, I said, since these are internal issues, I will not come here and tell you how do we deal with this internal issue here. But all what I can say for now is to apologize on behalf of the party to the people that those statements were made really on individual basis, but we cannot also say is welcome because this person is a leader. Perhaps ours is really to apologize to the Namibian people and perhaps, the damage that it has caused us, all of us jointly as Namibians. However, I have already stated that, yes, they were unwelcome statement, and I think no one can able to, appreciate them. But you see, those are things that perhaps maybe when they are in their social media, they sometimes maybe they are, angering each other and so forth. Sometimes it's also very difficult to control as a human being. As I said, we are all human beings. So maybe, however, those are unwelcome. Sorry to all the Namibians. We apologize on behalf of the party because these are our members and we can't run away from and our leaders.
Indeed. Now, there was, during the campaign before last year's election, there were some interesting remarks made by Memenetumbo Nanindaitwa, who is the vice president of Swapo. She was campaigning in the north in October, and she said the youth are not, what was the word that she used? She said the caliber, she used the word caliber. She said, when I look at the caliber of the youth, and particularly their engagement on social media, I get the impression that they are not ready to rule. At the time, I felt maybe she was out of order. But I look at these things now, even the exchange now between the Youth League and AR regarding the land grabs. AR goes and talk about your children. They said, you have 10 children, you are a sex maniac. Those were the exact words they used. You may not have said the same things, but the tone of your statement that you issued around the issue, about that issue, some people could sense celebration in the fact that now Job Ampanda had to deal with these issues. Is this the caliber that we have now as young, as an upcoming generation to lead this country, when people are even going as far as small children? Small children, their photos are being circulated, your children. Job has children, I have children. That cannot be, we are not ready, are we?
Well, the statement can be correct, and I think it's confirmed by what is happening. I remember very well last year when we were here,
Yeah.
I told you to say, we are repeating almost the same thing.
Yeah.
In this country, this is not a first, I think maybe it's first to many, but this has been an ongoing thing.
Yeah.
When I have been in Oshana region, I have been known as a zombie. I was known as Mayulu. I was known now, adding to now a sex maniac,
Yeah.
now bullfrog, and now apparently I have 10 women's. I think that has been the other side of the coin. People, you know, the last year I told you that, well, people have their own opinion.
Yeah.
And there are people even now that sometimes feel sorry for me. I always tell them, don't feel sorry for me. I went through all these things already. These are not new things. Yes, it puzzles someone to say, are we ready? What issue do we have between each other?
Yeah.
Can we sort those issues somewhere else?
Yeah.
Maybe not in public domain. It's really, for me, maybe first to address the issue of sex maniac, children. I said I have no statement to say on that. And many people also felt sorry, and then they come and say, yeah, don't go to, I'm not at that level, and I have known for that. I don't respond. By the way, that not responding has damaged my image in people because they believe what they have had. I have alleged of corruption everywhere, and so forth. That, what my brother Munime is putting forth, I know he does not have children. Maybe there's a reason known to himself. And as far as I'm concerned, the Namibian law does not prohibit anybody to have children. If he is prohibited, that's something else. However, please, I'm cautioning very seriously that let's stop the personality with politics.
Yeah.
If it go to that level, and I hope that will be now the last thing, we'll meet somewhere.
Yeah.
Somewhere mean either because we're a country governed by the rule of law, we'll go to court.
Yeah.
My children has nothing to do with land.
Yeah.
It has nothing to do with the land grabbing. Fortunately, I don't have 10 kids. I don't have 10 women as a sport, because theirs is to maybe think that you silence me by saying I'm a sex maniac. Sorry, man. My brother, you will not silence me. I'll continue talking, and I'll continue be the Swapo Party Youth League secretary until my time comes to an end.
But that is also what I worry about, because the youth politics, the friction between different youth formations and young people who find themselves on different political sides. I get so scary that if you guys meet at Kapana at single quarters or somewhere that you might even beat each other up. Is it serious like that, or you just
no, not with me. I don't have anything against anybody. You can reason politically. You can have your own thinking. You can insult me. If it could be, by now I have beaten many people. We never had anything. So I'm not at that level. So it's issues that we can sort out. If there is maybe a debate that we can create a debate and say, if you are good, it's okay. And I'm saying, let's all of us, Namibia is a country for all of us. Despite that, whether you are in Swapo, whether you are on the other side, we are all Namibian at the end of the day. All what we need is all to bring. Last year I used the word to say, if Nekongo is weak here, complement him with your strength. Nekongo's strength can complement where it can strength. So that is what we need for this country. And most of these things I said last year is because people just come and tell you, no, don't talk to Nekongo. He's not a good person. He's a zombie. You never met Nekongo. You never met. Toivo, and then you just, oh, he's a zombie, I'll not talk to him. And that fight continues. But the real fight is just maybe between somebody and the leader of the other side and instigating it to go to that level.
Indeed.
I think to that we need to stop that, so that at the end of the day we face the challenges that our country face. However, it's a political game we are in,
Yes.
and I think maybe that's where sometimes fears are,
Yeah.
because some of them are even afraid to be seen with Nekongo. If you are seen with the Nekongo, you are seen with maybe other person, they will think, things like that.
Yeah.
So Namibia is a country for all of us, and we need all of us to come together. Now I ask myself, if the land is a problem, unemployment is a problem, then all of us come together and solve it. What are we going to fight for?
Yeah, exactly. Now, the last subject I want to engage you, Mr. Nekongo, before I let you go, and it would be criminal if I do not engage you on this subject, and it's Fishrot, given the recent reports that came out, the Maren de Klerk affidavit, and so forth. As a matter of fact, last year, you were in the papers yourself. People saying that the Namibian said that you received money. Money was, there are records showing that you received some money from, I suppose, Fishco and stuff like that. What is true and what is not true in what has been said about you in this matter? Did you receive any Fishrot money?
Taivo, and I know many Namibians want to have that fact.
Yes.
Many have called, some, including my parents, they got worried. Yesterday is the most, I think, difficult time of my life, because the first time that I hear my mother calling me and worried. First of all, last year I said, this issue is before court, right?
Yeah.
And I assume if then I'm a criminal, as they are putting it, then I need to appear before court, right?
Yeah.
And this matter is before court. Why should I make a statement when the issue is before court?
Yeah. But that is what...
No, listen.
Yeah.
I know, everyone.
Yeah.
So why should I make a statement
Yeah.
if the issue is before court?
Yeah.
I also ask myself to say, an affidavit, I'm not a law person.
Yeah.
I agree, I think it's a document that is presented as a part of evidence in court of law.
Yes.
That is an affidavit from the clerk, whatever. Do we have the affidavit for the other person before we start discussing it?
Because they're not charged. So why would you get an affidavit from Nekongo if he's not charged?
Exactly.
He's obliged in law to do that.
Exactly. So then why don't we wait for that process? Because then you want now me to say any statement. And remember, even if the police come and say, no, look, anything you say may be used against you in court of law.
Yeah.
So on that, I must just tell Namibians that, yes, this issue is before court. I'm not a criminal, and I'll not be a criminal.
Yeah.
So therefore, people must really verify their fact and wait until the conclusion. If the conclusion of this case comes, I'm readily available to give you the story that I have known. And when I look at it, I also said, there are many things that are not said.
Yeah.
If there was money in that bag, and you go and take that money from that bag, and you take that money, you go to ShopRite. Is ShopRite a criminal? The question that I also ask now in that affidavit, can we have the list of all the money that was spent everywhere?
Yeah.
Kapana, ShopRite, Pick and Pay, MNZ, everybody. Because the question is it, they are saying Nekongo was part and parcel of the Fishco? Was I in the Fishco? Or did I came and join these people a long time? Do I know that there was Fishrot before? So these distortions that are done, I think, politically to damage some image. And classically, you take Nekongo who received 65,000 as per se, and then you take Veiko Nekundi who received $20, $20,000. and then you leave other. And now the issue is just Nekongo, Nekundi, Nekongo.
Yeah.
Why? When are they going to release the list of all the shops that have received? How do you even know?
Yeah. And I get
And
it.
if I come now, last one, you had your wedding last. If I could just come at your wedding with a trailer,
Yeah.
with a kettle, do you ask to say, oh, Nekongo, is this money coming from what lot now? Maybe road lot.
Yeah.
Do you ask questions like that?
Yeah.
So basically, people must stop, especially to call me criminal because I'm not criminal.
Yeah.
And if then maybe there was something that Anti-Corruption Commission is looking for, is to look for information in me, but I'm not a criminal.
Yeah. No, but that is what I want to say, Mr. Nekongo, before I let you go now. I know that we are running out of time. But the thing really is, you know, Namibians have the right to know, because the fiscal money is national resources. It's money for the taxpayer, it's money for you and me. So when people are asking questions, I don't think it's unfair to say, okay, it's our money as a people. Can Nekongo explain what happened? Now I understand, because everybody that has been implicated or named in this Fishrot thing uses the court process as a shield to hide behind. They say, oh no, you know, the matter is still in court, I can't release it. You have not even been charged. How do you talk about a court
Okay, now the question is, why was I not charged?
Yeah, and that's
No, the question, that's now the
Yes.
question. Answer me. Why was I not charged if I'm a criminal?
Okay, no, I'm not calling you a criminal.
No.
So I don't know why you are not charged, but I'm saying,
Exactly.
I'm saying for Maren de Klerk and Hatpikuli cousins and whatnot, they can hide behind it and say, look, Tevo, we have a matter before court, and therefore we cannot talk yet. In your case, you are not charged, but there's a link of national money to your
I'm
name.
not charged, but why?
So why are you hiding behind the process?
The question is,
Yes.
did anti-corruption come to me and ask me questions?
No, not that I had.
Okay,
But are you saying, Mr. Nekongo, that a Namibian, an average Namibian, doesn't have the right to know? Because
No, Namibians have the right to know. Listen, Namibians have the right to know when the right time comes, when this issue is dealt by the court. Because anything, if then I have an information that the court need, then I don't need, because then what will I do? Just like now, the evidence that is before everybody. Do you think now, if I'm now charged, can I not prepare myself?
So if you never get charged, and if you never ever go to court in this matter, we will never hear your side of the story.
I'm not charged and the court case is finalized, Namibians have the right for them to know. Because by then the court has declared itself, have pronounced itself, then I can able to share my story.
Indeed.
Yes.
Mr. Nekongo, thank you very much for coming.
Thank you very much, and thank you, Namibians. But stop that attitude of attacking people when they have done nothing to you. And once again, I repeat, I'm not a criminal. I never knew there was Fishrot until recently when the Fishrot issue came out. Therefore, I cannot be a criminal, or I never steal any money for Fishrot.
Indeed.
Thank you.
Ephraim Nekongo says he is not a criminal as far as Fishrot or any other thing is concerned. And you've heard him, of course, giving not so much away, but that is his side of the story. Thank you for watching.